Hello FPL managers, today we've got the knee-jerk reaction for Game Week 12. In today's video, we look over the most transferred in and transferred out players so far this game week and make a recommendation to you guys as to whether or not you should go with the crowd and bring these players into your teams or release them from your squads. If you guys want to get the extra edge this FPL season, then click the top link in the description to get yourself 65% off Fantasy Football Fix Premium and also get yourselves our free strategy guide. So just before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to show support for the channel as we're trying to hit 7k subs by the start of Game Week 12. And also click that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So starting off with the most transferred in players this game week, beginning with Reece James. Reece James has recorded 7 points in game week 11, which has already seen him gain 100,000 owners in just under a day. The £5.9 million defender has been getting very consistent starts for Chelsea at the minute, and consequently he has become the third highest scoring defender in FPL. Only recording just 5 starts this season, he has already produced 4 goals and 3 assists, as he is looking incredible at both ends of the pitch. To accompany this, he has also recorded 3 clean sheets for Chelsea, as they are obviously a very solid defence. So considering that he has started the last 3 matches playing the full 90 minutes in these games, I think he'd be a very strong transfer in as he is getting very far forward and putting plenty of crosses into the box. Chelsea do have a mixed bag of fixtures coming up, where they face Leicester, United, Watford and West Ham, but just considering how strong that Chelsea defence is and how attacking Reece James is getting, I don't see why you wouldn't want to move him in. Reece James had an XG of 0.15 and an XA of 0.42 in his Game Week 11 match, as he recorded 2 shots and had the most attempted assists on the pitch with 5. So with these incredible underlying stats, he looks to be one of the best value defenders around that £6 million price tag. He also has a number 3 ICT index rank for defenders, which is fairly impressive. And speaking of his price, this is probably projected to change over the coming days as he is seeing quite a few new owners. Moving on, Gallagher has produced 11 points in Game Week 11 as he got himself a goal and triple bonus points against Wolves. He was looking very threatening once again for Crystal Palace, as he does look to be the main attacking ally with him and Wilfried Zaha operating very centrally, as he has also recorded 24 points in his last 2 FPL matches. This has brought Gallagher's total points up to 62 so far this year, which actually makes him the second highest scoring midfielder in FPL at the moment. Also, Crystal Palace have some very good fixtures to suit, where they face Burnley, Villa and Leeds as their next 3 opponents, and actually only have 1 match with an FD rating of over 3 all the way up until Game Week 20. So since Gallagher has produced 2 goals and 1 assist in his last 2 matches and 4 goals and 4 assists across the span of the season, I think he is a great value option around that £6 million price tag, as I definitely would expect his price and ownership to rise over the coming days. João Cancelo is unsurprisingly the 3rd most transferred in player so far this game week, as he is currently the king of the game week with 14 FPL points. This came about as he did produce 2 assists and a clean sheet against Manchester United away, which was quite surprising to see for his owners as Man City did dominate this game. This has now led to Cancelo being the top scoring defender in FPL with 67 FPL points so far, and he looks to be great value at his £6.4 million price. Across the span of the year, Cancelo has already recorded 4 goals and 7 clean sheets for City, as he has been starting every single game this season. So if you are looking to jump on a Man City asset at the moment, I do think João Cancelo is the best option in their team, as he is of course getting consistent starts and posting up great underlying stats. Speaking of, he had an XG of 0.09 and an XA of 0.74 in Game Week 11, and its expected assist figure actually ranks 2nd amongst all players so far this game week. Over the span of the 90, he placed 4 shots, 2 of which were on target, and also attempted 1 assist. Glancing over to the top transfers out this week, Marcos Alonso is the first player on the list as he has failed to start for Chelsea for a 5th consecutive game. Marcos Alonso is coming in at £5.6 million at the moment, as his price has dropped by around 0.3 in the last couple of weeks, as he's of course not getting consistent starts. It looks to be that Marcos Alonso will be the Champions League left back for Chelsea, and Ben Chilwell will be getting those consistent starts in the Premier League as he has been in fairly good form. So you don't want to be paying £5.6 million for a player that hasn't been starting, so I do think for that reason it is time to get rid of him, as there is no doubt now that he is not the preferred left back. Danny Ings is the 2nd most transferred out player this week, as he only recorded 0 points in Game Week 11, as he hasn't taken to the pitch for the second consecutive week. He still has an unknown return date for FPL as he still has a muscle injury, but he does have the international break to recover over this time, but I still think he is a good transfer out as he hasn't been recording the most points recently. He's only produced one return in his last 6 game weeks for Aston Villa, so I definitely think at £7.8 million there are better strikers. And as the third most transferred out player, it is unsurprisingly Robert Sanchez, who did record a red card in game week 11. This was quite annoying for his owners as he did play the full 90 minutes but got a red card in extra time there. So at £4.6 million I would expect this price to decrease as well, so I can see why a lot of managers are shifting him out. But he does only miss game week 12 as he will be back for game week 13 and onwards, but Brighton do have some fairly good fixtures, as from game week 13 through 17 they only have one match with an FPL rating of over 3. In game week 12 they do face Aston Villa away, which isn't necessarily confirmed for a clean sheet, so he's not necessarily missing out on too many points there. And if you are looking to shift to Ramsdale, I wouldn't necessarily do so, as Ramsdale does face Liverpool away in game week 12 and I wouldn't expect him to record any points in this fixture anyway. So in terms of Robert Sanchez, maybe hold on to him for game week 12 and then record him back into the squad for game week 13 onwards. So with all these transfers in mind, let's have a look at the game week 12 transfer watch list. Unsurprisingly, Reece James is the first player on the watch list after recording 7 points in game week 11, and he is the second highest scoring defender. This leads me to my second player on the watch list, which is João Cancelo, who is the top scoring defender at £6.4 million, as he is currently the king of the game week with 14 points. City's defence is looking very solid as they prove this once again against Manchester United away, and I do think he is one of the best options in defence for FPL at the moment. The Spurs assets of Son and Kane both feature on the watch list, as despite not yet playing in game week 11, they have some very good fixtures from game week 12 onwards. Speaking of it, they face Leeds, Burnley, Brentford and Norwich as their next 4 opponents from game week 12 onwards, and I definitely would expect Son and Kane to cash in some big FPL points. So despite their premium price tags, I definitely think they will be worth the price, and I do think they're going to be one of the highest scoring players over this 4-week span. Gallagher features on the watch list after getting yet another double-digit return, and looks to be incredible value at £5.7 million in the midfield, and I would expect this price to rise to 5.8 shortly. Ben Chilwell of course features once again in that Chelsea defence after producing yet another start. Chelsea were quite unlucky not to record the clean sheet in this game, as they only conceded really one big chance, which Burnley did score. Bernardo Silva comes onto the watch list this week as he got himself a goal against Manchester United away, recording 8 points. Bernardo Silva is actually the tied third highest scoring player in that Manchester City team at the moment, as he has already recorded 3 goals and 2 assists. He has also started every single game for Man City since game week 1, and if he can keep getting consistent starts, City obviously do have good long-term fixtures. And as the last player on the watch list, it is Aaron Ramsdale, who looks to be a great goalkeeper option at the moment, especially considering Arsenal's strong defence. So that's all we've got for today for the knee-jerk reaction of FPL Game Week 12. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, as we're trying to hit 7k subs by the start of Game Week 12. And also click that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads, and leave a comment what your guys' transfer plans are for the upcoming game week. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.